afternoon, everyone. How are y'all all doing today? Well, today we're going to make remoulade sauce. And the reason I'm making remoulade sauce is because we're going to also make fried green tomatoes, which is a southern delicacy. It's a great summertime treat because, you know, you can't get green tomatoes all year. So we're going to start off with the ingredients for the remoulade sauce. You have a half cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 tablespoon finely chopped flat leaf parsley, 2 garlic cloves, 1 chive chopped up finely, 1 tablespoon Louisiana hot sauce, 2 teaspoons regular mustard, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So all you do with this is you get it and you mix it all together. So we'll start off with the mayonnaise. That's the half cup of mayonnaise. Get it all in there. And you know, this stuff is really good on fried green tomatoes and also on po' boys, shrimp po' boys, fish po' boys, any kind of fish. And what really is annoying to me is that you go to these supposedly Cajun restaurants and Creole restaurants and they don't have it. They don't serve it. They give you mayonnaise or tartar sauce. Well, I don't want that. I want remoulade sauce. So I'm going to teach you how to make it today. So we put the mayonnaise. Now we're going to do the teaspoons, 2 tablespoons of Dijon, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Get that in there. Put that over there. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Put that in there. Tablespoon of finely chopped flat leaf parsley. Put that in there. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of Louisiana hot sauce, okay? That's the hot sauce for me. Louisiana hot sauce. Let's put that in there. You know, I'm so happy when y'all join me on Kathy's Creole Kitchen. I really appreciate your viewership. I appreciate any input you have to give me. You can always find the recipes on YouTube on Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Okay, so we got the hot sauce in there. Now we're going to put the 2 teaspoons of regular mustard. So let's shake it up. I always shake regular mustard up because it separates, you know, it gets a little watery. So, well, we're going to do 1 teaspoon because we're not doing a big batch. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of regular mustard. We got the 2 garlic cloves minced. Put that in there. Put the teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce right here. Teaspoon of paprika right here. The finely chopped chive. We put that in there also. That wonderful taste in there. Then we're going to put the 4th teaspoon of kosher salt, pour that in there. And then we get this little bitty 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We just put it in there. And what we're going to do is, we're going to mix it all together now. And after we get it all mixed up, we're going to put put some saran wrap over the top of it, and we're going to let it set. Because you have to let it set for an hour so that all these delicious herbs and spices mend together. You know, they're gonna bind. That's what you call it. You call it binding. They're gonna bind together. It's all mixed up, looking wonderful. Let's give it a little taste. Yes, this is amazing stuff here. So that's what I'm talking about. This is the good stuff. This is remoulade sauce. So I'm going to let it set for an hour. I'm going to put some saran wrap on the top of it and let it set for an hour. And then I'm gonna prep the tomatoes and the ingredients for the fried green tomatoes, and I'll get right back to you, okay? Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Here's the second part. We're gonna do fried green tomatoes. Our first step is to cut up the green tomatoes. I got a small knife because I can handle the small knife there. And you want to cut them kind of thick, like 1/4 of an inch. About like that. Because you don't want them to fall apart when you're cooking them. And I'm doing these because the birds are aggravating me. I'm fighting them every day for my tomatoes. So we're gonna whip some up. I got quite a few red ones. So I decided to, this is like a really southern delicacy. This is a big treat for summertime because, you know, as we both know, homegrown tomatoes only come around in the summertime. I don't know anybody with a hot house to make, to have their own tomatoes in the winter unless you buy them from the grocery store. And in the grocery store, they just don't taste the same. They just don't have that wonderful taste. Fresh grown tomatoes are kind of sweet to me. So I'm gonna cut the tomatoes. That one's almost turning red. Yum. This is like a big treat. I know the restaurants in New Orleans, people line up for these when they're in season because they're just so good. Okay, cut this last one. Get that little end off. I'm not the best cutter in the world, but it'll work. So we're gonna cut these. This is so delicious. So have you guys been making any of the recipes that I've posted? If you have, please post the pictures of it and send me some, tell me how it worked out for you. So we've got them cut. We got the ones cut already. We're gonna take the ingredients is, we have 4 green tomatoes, 2 eggs, a 1/2 cup of buttermilk, 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of cornmeal, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. So we're gonna pour the flour in here because we're gonna dredge the tomatoes in it. And then we're gonna take the cornmeal, that's a 1/2 cup of cornmeal, and a 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I use the Italian breadcrumbs because they just have a little more kick to them. Here's my 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, my black pepper. I'm gonna mix it all up because we're gonna dredge these tomatoes in this. And then on the stove, I have a cast iron skillet, and I've got it filled about 1/3 of the way. I think maybe 2 cups of oil, vegetable oil, to cook it in. Get that all stirred up, mixed up. And I'm kind of a hands-on person. I like being a little handsy with it. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna turn the oil on to get it heated up. What's wrong? Right there, we're gonna start heating it up. And we're going to put the 1/2 cup of buttermilk in there. And then we're gonna put the eggs in here with it. Whoops, I made a big old mess. My goodness gracious. Okay, well, got the sink, my counter's clean, so we're just gonna scoop it in there. Sorry about the incorrectness of it all, but there was nothing wrong with the egg, and like I say, my counter is clean. I wipe it down and bleach it after every meal I prepare, so we're good. But you know, you wouldn't want to do that at home. You want to make sure you get it in the bowl. So that's a big oopsie. So we're gonna beat this all up together. Just like that, we're gonna get the eggs and that blended together. See, it's all blended, looking lovely. So we'll put this over here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tomato and we're gonna roll it around in the flour. Then we're gonna dip it in the egg. And then we're gonna roll it around in the bread, crumbs, and the cornmeal. So that gives you a good coating on it. See how lovely that is? I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't get a plate to put them in after I coat them. Let me get one out of here. Put it on there till we get enough for the frying pan, and you're just going to repeat that process. Now, once I get this done, I'll get back to you because we'll have the oil heated enough, and we will fry the tomatoes. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And as you can see here, I've got these ready to go. I'm gonna put them here, and I have a thermometer here in the oil to heat it up to 375 degrees, and it is there, so I'm gonna take it out. In the meanwhile, I put a cookie pan under here and a cooling rack, and I put a paper towel on the cooling rack so the oil can soak through. So I'm a little bit clumsy, so I'm gonna take a spatula and put these in there so I don't burn myself. So I'm gonna lower it in there, and we're gonna cook them until they're nice and golden brown. Put it in there, let it cook, and you don't want to crowd them because you don't want them to touch. You want them to be totally delicious. So I'm gonna put them in there, and in there. I think one more should fit. And they turn brown pretty quick. See that? Take that one out. Take that one out. I'm going to turn the fire down a little. The medium. And like I say, they cook pretty darn quick. I'm going to flip that one. Down. Then get this one out. Put it over here to cool. That one over there to cool. That one and that one. Okay, while those are cooling, I'm going to put another batch in there. And when they're all done, I will get right back with you and we'll see how it tastes and get it all served. But I'm going to finish these up and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. Now it's the time to test them and see how they taste. This is how they look once they're fried and drained. This is the remoulade sauce that I made earlier. It's been sitting over an hour. So I'm going to get one off of the tray. And I'm just going to put some of the remoulade sauce on it, like that. And this is perfect to be served with fish, po' boys, just any kind of side dish. So I've got the remoulade sauce on it. I'm going to cut it, take a bite. Oh, I love these things. This is so good. This is how it looks on the inside. It's delicious. I want to thank you once again for joining Kathy's Creole Kitchen. And I'm going to give you the ingredients for everything. For the remoulade sauce, it's 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 1 tablespoon finely chopped flat leaf parsley, 1 tablespoon Louisiana style hot sauce, 2 teaspoons mustard, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 chive finely chopped, 1/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And then for the fried green tomatoes, I have 4 large green tomatoes, 2 eggs, 1 cup flour, 1/2 cup of cornmeal, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I use panko Italian because I like the little kick that it has. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, or 4 teaspoons of black pepper, and veggie oil for frying. And I heated the oil up to 375 degrees. And as always, when I fry something, I fry it in a cast iron pan because I love them and they give us iron and vitamins and things like that. Like I say, if you make this, please let me know how it turned out. How did your family like it? How did your friends like it? And I look forward to seeing you again next week. This is Kathy signing off at Kathy's Creole Kitchen. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching.